the shadow of the Word of Life mural, some call Touchdown Jesus, hands are outstretched and the mood is being set by this fantastic light show ahead of this showdown. Welcome everyone to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Stanford Cardinals, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Stanford about to tee it up to get this one going. On the move from inside his 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. The Irish offense will take the field to start this game. Blowouts in rivalry games can be the result of a number of factors. Sometimes teams start pressing, sometimes it just gets away, sometimes they didn't have the right mindset. The last time they got together, lopsided. What happens this time, David?
But either way, last time affects this time, because all you've heard about is we weren't even competitive. This is a rivalry game, a big-time game. We didn't show up. We dishonored our previous teams and squads, and we've got to do better. That's all they've heard coming into this game, Bob.
Yeah, David, I think that was the story the last time these teams played. One team handled the emotion of the game better than the other team. You've got to be able to play within yourself and play one snap at a time. That last game got away from the losing team. I don't expect that to happen today.
These wide receivers are so athletic out wide now. You're so worried about getting beat deep. And these slant routes, they can be a good changeup. I mean, just a couple steps, stick your foot in the ground, come inside. It might not be huge gains all the time, but man, it keeps that DB on balance.
Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32. And how about taking a big chunk out of this defense on the opening drive?
And with the speed they have on the perimeter, Reese, no doubt, they want to come out here and test this secondary, test these DBs, and they know they've got the QB with the arm talent to get the ball there. That's a great start for this offense.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball, because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
The Irish trying to keep this drive moving on 3rd and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. There he goes. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in, because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Stanford's offense will get the ball for the first time. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give to the tailback. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And it's incomplete on third down. Stanford lines up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Still running at the 35. Turning it on. Touchdown, Notre Dame. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. Looking downfield on first down. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Well, that's a great job on the blitz, getting the sack, showing you his speed right there. And with that play, he's making some of the great Golden Domer linebackers of old proud. Guys like Manti Te'o, Jalen Smith. How about Michael Stonebridge, one of the all-time great names in college football history? Looking on, proud of what they're seeing from this young man. This dude has some skills.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Here's the pressure. And he just throws it away on third down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Looks it in at the 40. He's got great speed. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here come the Irish back on offense. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going and now right back to work. To the air on first down. He's got it. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Offense in a split backfield. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. What a job to lay out and make the catch. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Firing to the right, complete. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. This defense has been gashed, and they are backed up again with a 1st and goal. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Back to pass. He wants it all. Touchdown, Irish! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Well, that was a nice little pitch and catch
And when you get in the red zone, you're thinking run, run, the field shrinks. You see the tight ends really come into play in this area of the field. The big body guys that you can fake a little run action, throw them the football for the touchdown.
The give to the back. Oh, better look out. Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Going to swing it on second down. Throws to the tight end. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Obviously not the start this quarterback was hoping for, guys. He's now 0 for 4 to start the game throwing it. He just can't seem to find a rhythm. He's not finding his receivers. I'm even wondering if he's seeing the field that well at all. But no surprise, when you start the game 0 for 4 QB.
And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we've played one quarter. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. Stanford lines up to punt it away. Now on the return. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to make it 4 for 4. Fighting off the defender. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
Nice run there. Doesn't it just feel like Notre Dame football when you see that, too? You know, you got touchdown Jesus looking down, and one thing Notre Dame has always seemed to have is big uglies up front. Guys pushing the pile. NFL talent on this offensive line. Just having their way, making life easy for these running backs. It is a beautiful thing to see.
Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
It's complete to the left. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. They've moved it into scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the 11. Quick toss. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Great job by the back on the option.
Well, this thing's turning into a route, and it's turning into a route quickly. Really nice job by the offense there, but it's not just them. Their defense is getting it done. Their special teams are getting it done, and it just feels like they're really feeding off of this home crowd and their energy. This has been the definition of home field advantage in this football.
Stanford has it back, the Cardinal offense returning to the field. They've gotten very little done on their first 3 possessions, hoping this one will be more productive. He's got an open man. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
The Cardinal increasing the degree of difficulty after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Looks as if he's going to run it.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
The Cardinal will have to come up with a huge play to keep this drive going on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. He'll be brought down at the 41-yard line, not close to the line to gain, and it's fourth down. Stanford lines up to punt it away. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. That ball will make its way out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 15. Here come the Irish back on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
On third and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He tries to take the top off. He's got it on the left. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another first down. Wants to throw on first down. It's complete to the right. Races down to the 2 and stopped just short of the goal line as he goes out of bounds.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the first half.
And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult to him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on. Bottling him up, that's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm and make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
And now after getting knocked back, they'll try it again, this time from the 5 on third and goal. Here comes the heat. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Fired in from the red zone for the score. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And I think this is really the separators in good offense and great offense. Can you throw the football inside the 5-yard line with the tight windows? He can. Nice strike, nice catch, nice execution.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the grab on the left.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Stanford with a lot of options here on second and short. Looking for room, it's Beal. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Looking to the big tight end. And the missed connection on third down. The Cardinal will have to boot it away. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Trying to escape and get it himself. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Motion from the wideout. He'll try the left side. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. The Irish might opt to take a shot here on 2nd and inches.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Rifles it down the middle. Makes a catch at the 15. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. This offense is about to face the one thing that can stop it. Time expiring in the first half. Before then, they can get another score. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Sends it back in motion. Dumps it off in the flats. Touchdown, Irish! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finished the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This late in the half, here's the question: how aggressive will the play calling be? They'll give it to the back. Past the first down marker and still running. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Wants to go up top on first down. Lofts one deep down the right side. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you've got to score on every single one. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
The Cardinal come to the line facing third and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the back. And this is going to be incomplete on third. They bring the punter onto the field now. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. On his way back from the 20. Slips through the line. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Last time they had it, just a thing of beauty. Great balance between the run and pass, and it took them right to the end zone. Here's a heat. Unleashes one. He makes the catch.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
Looking downfield on first down. Hauls it in. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
A lot of smiles right now in this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
To the air on first down. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And they pick up just a few on that completion. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running back.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. And the defense got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. They'll go to the ground. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Well, the timing on that throw and on the route was just convoluted and messed up from the beginning.
And you see quarterbacks and wide receivers in the offseason always working on timing and always working on throwing on air. But when you put a defense in front of them, now things start to speed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see these little mistakes and where it looks like just they're not on the same page all the time.
Stanford lines up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here come the Irish back on offense. He leaves it with the back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, Just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
A strike downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter, but when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Second down, he'll throw it. The quick out, and he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He's not going to make it to the sticks, and what a stop against one of the best third down offenses in the country. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. They'll try to start this final period by putting a 3-spot on the board. And he'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. Not a chance. Missed it. Because no game is perfect, something has to go wrong, so the coach will have something to gripe about in film. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Got it set up on the outside. Got room at the 35. He's into the open down the middle. 10. Touchdown, Stanford. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Yeah, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note. A little bit.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. Right down the boulevard. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Ohio State is going to get out of Dodge with a win. It's a shave that might have been a little closer than Buckeyes fans wanted, but a road victory feels great no matter what the final score is. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
That's exactly the start you want when you're on offense. In this situation, 4-minute offense, I'm not worried about scoring. I'm not worried about getting a bunch of first downs. I need 2. I need 2 first downs, and I'm going to let that clock tick, and I walk out of here with a W.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Still on his feet at the 45. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving. You give them a first down.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. Well, this offense giveth, and then it turned around and giveth it back.
And I think a bunch of people are going to go, why don't they just turn around and hand the ball off? I'm not going to hand the ball off every single play. I understand nice big play the play before, but listen, you got to mix it up. You got to keep them guessing, but you obviously want to have a little more success than a sack.
Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. Bust through behind his pad. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. From the 33, it's 1st and 10. Handoff from the gun. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run is coming, right? So they're going to be loading.
There he goes. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down. The Irish relying on the running game to give them this fresh set of downs. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12. Notre Dame comes to the line trying to convert on 3rd and short. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
And that's a great sign for this offense because this year we know there's been a little bit of inconsistency. I think the biggest problem has been 3rd down. Right there, nice job executing, running the ball, picking up the first, and keeping this drive alive.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. So you might expect to see victory formation. Instead, you will see a field goal attempt. And as a holder picks his spot, it'll be a 25-yard attempt. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.